What's going on, everyone? Nico here. We have another episode of The Sit Down. I'm very, very excited for this episode. I'm joined by two fellow podcasters of a podcast that I actually listen to. It's one of my favorite podcasts right now. They have over 1 million downloads, hundreds of thousands of followers on social media. It is James and Anthony Deveney from Raiders of the Lost podcast. Don't want to
How
mess
you
up
doing?
What's going on, guys?
Thanks for having us on. We appreciate it.
Of course. Like we were just talking about right before, like I'm a huge fan of the podcast. You guys, I see all the work you guys put in, and I couldn't be happier for you guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. In terms of like all the content we put out, we probably put like 10 to 12 pieces of content a day on all social media platforms in terms of Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I mean, posting pretty much now 3 videos a week on YouTube because we do 2 episodes a week of the actual podcast. Then we do like new segments called movie news that we do every week, and then we have bonus episodes. So it's just literally every day of our lives is just like 1,000 things to do, but it's fun.
Like a media company,
basically.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, I like my background in social media, so I work with a bunch of different businesses, and like content is the absolute hardest thing to do. It's the thing I don't look forward to at all, but it's crucial.
It's all about, putting in the hours to do the work. And if you don't want to do that, then you're probably not going to find success in the internet age. But I mean, that's how you optimize your content and whatever you're trying to build.
Absolutely. So let's take it back all the way to the beginning, because I mean, you've had your podcast for years. I think it's the Boiler Room.
Yeah, well, I started.
That was an old one, yeah.
Podcast. I started that in like 2018, I think, or 2019, and I did it for about a year. And then it was fun. It was just mostly like comedy based. I was doing like comedy content and trying to be funny. And the podcast was more just like topics, mainstream topics of the day or the week, and just shooting the shit and just trying to be funny. I also had guests on too and stuff. But then we got the idea to do the movie podcast, and I just completely abandoned the other podcast because this was so much more fun and so much more engaging. And we actually started to build an audience really quickly.
Yeah,
we began making money pretty quickly, and then I think that was a sign for him because he had so much experience with his own thing to see the big difference that this one made.
Absolutely. So whose idea was like the movie podcast? Like
I mean, I feel like it was your idea, but it's like something.
Yeah, I
swear,
feel like it was my idea too.
Like 2.5 years ago, we went in the back studio in our backyard where we film, and we just like recorded on our iPhone. Like, what if we did a movie podcast? Just test and see how it goes. So we did it, and then we just never did anything with it. And it seemed all right, but then, life happens, and really it was the perfect situation and perfect storm that led to us making the show. And like COVID specifically, the lockdown freed up a lot of Anthony's time because he was a freelance videographer and editor, and he lost all his work. So he was able to put a lot of time into editing the show. And then basically from me doing my other podcast and content, I had a lot of experience in terms of what's going to work. Like I do that TikTok blow us up and just tons of engagement and content. And it was both of us just like using our strengths and convenience and taking advantage of opportunities to just build it.
Love it. Love to hear it, man. So so have you always guys been like movie buffs? Is it just like, is it a hobby?
Oh yeah, we've always loved movies since we were kids, and part of the reason why we moved to LA is we want to get into the film industry. But it goes back to us, like our dad would take us to the movie theaters every weekend, like every single weekend. So we grew up loving cinema, and we have a bunch of older brothers, and they would show us like cool movies, like horror movies when we were like little kids. So we were always exposed to film.
Like, showing us Chucky when I was 6, I didn't have a good time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, when you grow up with all those family members, also you just want to escape from them. So I think movies and TV was like a way for us to just like pretend like our brothers didn't exist because they're always beating us up.
I know. I mean, I was the oldest, but like I had like like my dad's cousins, I guess. They're like way older than me, but still like basically children. They're in the late 20s showing me like Goodfellas, The Godfather. So I'm like 8 to 10 years old, just infatuated with like mob movies. I guess that's where like all like
little Henry Hill over there.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Anthony was the one who like had been more obsessed with film than me. Like when we were teenagers, like Anthony got really into like trying to actually think about pursuing it as a career at some point in his life and like working towards that goal and just like consuming as much movie. Every time I saw the kid, Or every time I came home from college, he'd be in the basement in I called it his movie dungeon, where he would just be watching like Goodfellas or There'll Be Blood or The Dark Knight on repeat, like over and over and over again.
That's awesome. I mean, you guys are basically bred for this at this point. So I guess like the question I'm sure you guys get the most is what's your guys' favorite movies?
Dude, it's so
We have
hard.
a few of the same favorites, but then we have movies that we like that the other person doesn't have in their favorite. But we both agree that we both love Goodfellas. That's probably like our universal most favorite movie. And then like There'll Be Blood, No Country for Old Men,
The
films
Matrix,
like that. Yeah, Matrix, we both love.
Odyssey.
Yeah,
I love The Departed, Taxi.
The
Anything
Departed.
he's made, basically. It's so hard to just like put down a list, because it kind of changes with your personality changes like every couple of years, or you feel like a different person. Like you used to listen to this music, but now you listen to this music. You used to like these movies, now you like these movies. But I mean, I like to just go by directors now. Like when people ask me that, it's like I'm Nolan, David Fincher, Kubrick. Like those are the guys for me, in my opinion. Corleone, but it's impossible to just pick three movies. It's really hard to do.
I know. Yeah, no, very, very good point. So I guess I'm sure like what about like in terms of like actors? Are there like people that you just look for that you'll just no matter what watch their
Oh
movie?
yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis,
Christian
Christian Bale,
Brad Pitt. I'll
Kate
watch Brad Pitt eat Jello. Ryan Gosling. Tom
Denzel.
Cruise.
We love Denzel. He's
Oh
the
yeah.
man.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Jackie Chan as a kid. We were obsessed with him. So
Mhm.
like, yeah, just the main guys, the main dudes.
For sure. I actually have a pretty question I'm interested in. What do you think is going to happen with the movie industry now that, cause we like went from like, okay, like, cause I love going to the movies. This was like one of my favorite things to do, go to stand-up shows, go to the movies on the weekends. And so now like everyone stopped going to the movies, just completely halted. Then movies start getting released on Netflix, HBO Max, all of this. And now I feel like we're at like kind of like a crossroads. Is it going to like continue? Are we just going to stay in this path, or are we going back to the movies? Like, what's your guys' take on that?
I would say we're definitely going back to the movies. If the last 2 weeks showed anything, both the Quiet Place 2 and The Conjuring both made over $50 million opening weekend. I think that no matter how many movies Netflix and Amazon and Hulu and HBO Max have, and no matter how much content they have, nothing compares to actually going into a cinema and experiencing a movie on a big screen surrounded by strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that movies like Fast 9 are going to prove that that's easily, I think, going to make 100 million. So I think that we need these big blockbusters more than ever to get people to start going to the cinema again. And once that happens, then people will be more likely to see more films in the cinema than ever. But I think that anything, no matter what's happened over the last year, people still want to go out and enjoy things they used to. So I think the movie going theater experience will never die. I don't think.
I don't think it'll ever die, but I think that the lockdowns and COVID took a definite hit that movie theaters will never be able to get back. Like a percentage of people in the world are never going to go back to the movies. There's still this, like, they don't want to go to malls. They don't want to go to public places and like that. And I don't think they'll ever change their minds about it. And the convenience of being at home and just streaming whatever you want pretty much is just really great for a lot of people, because plenty of people, they don't consume film like movie buffs do, or people who love theaters. They kind of just like they're on their iPhones and they're just watching movies, and they're just like not fully in tune with the film, and they like them, but they're not going to see them to have this wild, incredible experience like you do at a theater. And I think COVID, similar to like the job market, it expedited the process of the eventual switch to, or not switch, but transferring resources to all digital and streaming. And so like remote working, we have now streaming platforms releasing movies at the same time as in theaters. So it's the best of both worlds, you could say. But I think it was an inevitable change that was going to happen at some point both ways. Like people working remote, people not wanting to go back to work. It's gonna be the same thing, people streaming movies at home, people not wanting to go to the theaters. So I don't think we'll ever have the box offices like that we used to have with like Avatar and like Avengers Endgame and stuff like that. Maybe for some movies, who knows? But I think there's still going to be a percentage of the population who will never go to the theater again.
And so you know
And
what?
plus, somebody went out of business, so where can you go?
Yeah. One place that I did see did very, very well through the pandemic, which was kind of funny because the movie industry was killing this place, but I have a drive-in theater close by to me, and it was absolutely mobbed the whole like past year. Anytime there was good weather, the drive-in was absolutely mobbed, which was awesome to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can
I
see
think that
something
like all the major chains, I think what would have been a good business strategy for them all would have been to like take their parking lots and turn them into
Yeah.
drive-throughs. I feel like that would have been like a smart move by them. None of them really did that. So obviously all the drive-throughs are independently owned. But I think if ArcLight and AMC and like Showcase Cinemas, if they had taken their resources and built outdoor theaters, people would have come. But I think it's just in hindsight, they weren't really sure what to do. But I think that would have definitely been a great alternative for them.
Yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
unfortunate because ArcLight went out of business, and we're in LA, in Los Angeles, and that's like our favorite theater to go to, and they're just gone forever, which is too bad. But I mean, I helped AMC stay in business personally, so I'm a
Yeah.
partner at AMC now, going to the moon, baby.
AMC to the moon. I know that was.
I've been hodling all year.
You gotta love it. Yeah, but like back to like, because like I know Disney. Well, I should have probably should have watched this movie before I jumped on the podcast, but Luca just came out for all of us Italians. That's a big win for the culture. Did you guys see it yet?
Not yet.
So it looks fantastic. It
Yeah,
looks like
no, it
a
looks fun.
Pixar classic.
For sure.
The
So,
reviews are really good.
yeah, which I will probably be watching either tonight or tomorrow with the fam. So
When was it released? Like this weekend or like this
The other
weekend?
day.
yeah, yesterday. Well, Friday. What's
Yeah.
today?
We're
the
busy.
18th.
We can't always keep up with like new releases. We're busy guys,
I know.
But we'll get around to it.
Yeah, for sure. So like what's coming up next with you guys with the podcast? I love all the segments that you do too. Like you break off like midway through the intermission where you start roasting people that are roasting the trolls online, which is something that I love doing.
There's so
personally,
many trolls. So
That's
many.
that's something I used to do with my old stuff. So like we kind of incorporated that too. And plus we really think that the intermission, which we started incorporating like 2 months ago, Anthony, to the show,
Yeah.
it really keeps the engagement really high because it gives people a break from, they love to hear an hour and a half of analysis and us talking about the films, but it's good to like take a break, take a breather, have some fun, get your endorphins rushing again, and get more motivated to hear the second half. So it's like a lot of fun, and people really like the intermissions.
Yeah, we want to make it a little more interactive, and we're coming up with ideas for how to make the show interactive for fans as well.
For sure. So what goes into like all the prep with your show? I'm sure like a lot goes into the prep. I know you guys do a lot of content, but like I'm sure you do almost that and just prep work, because like some of the facts that you guys come up like that you find like with people that were cast originally that weren't, that like got kicked off, or just all these fun facts. That's what makes like your guys' show like super enjoyable for me, because things I would have never seen in like my entire life.
It's a combination of stuff we already know, and then researching on like IMDb or on Reddit, looking up as many cool facts as you can and gathering them and being like, oh, do you think people would find these interesting? And so it's a lot of research and then prep work for each episode. And like when we record, we both have our laptops in front of us on our desk, and we make a set of ideas or things we want to bring up. We're not scripted, but we have talking points and things that we want to chat about for each film or a TV show or whatever. And we just go off of that.
Yeah. And sometimes we'll also, I like to like incorporate something that I know will be like a great clip on the internet, like on TikTok or Instagram. So like I'll write like a 30-second little bit that I'll put in the episode where it has something to do with whatever. Like, let's say today we were talking about a movie and Anthony brought up this topic. I'm like, oh, I got a little bit that I can say that would be perfect for TikTok and the podcast at the same time. So it's like a combination of that. And me and Anthony have always just been those annoying movie guys that when you're just like out having a conversation with them, like, oh, well, in this movie, this person did that. So we've always been like that. And so from like years of just watching behind the scenes interviews and movie and DVD, like bonus features, we're always obsessed with those with kids. And now it's like, we get to flex those muscles and seem smart and intelligent on camera. So it's a good time. But then, so like, right now, if we pick a movie, we'll generally watch the movie to refresh our memories of it if we hadn't seen it in a while. And then, like he said, we'll both prepare our own talking points and notes that we'll just like bring up as we're doing the conversation. And then in terms of editing, Anthony handles the editing for the full episodes and about 95% of the TikTok clips. So he's a beast. He's a great editor. That's what I call him every day. I say, look at this great editor over here. And then, so it's a lot of actual production work. Then we also have a sound mixer who does our sound work. Shout out Jacob Kostler. And then from there, it doesn't even stop there. It's constant posting. Every day we probably post 4 to 6 times on TikTok a day, 3 to 4 times on Instagram a day. Twitter, we do like 3 to 5 posts a day. YouTube, so we post our episodes Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, plus bonus episodes. So it's just constant interaction with fans on social media as well as Patreon, and it's just a 24/7 job almost.
Oh no, I know.
Yeah.
Very familiar. Yeah. So let's jump into Patreon. How quick did you guys hop on Patreon?
We
We're
made
pretty late.
I feel like we made it probably at the end of 2020. Oh,
Yeah,
September.
the end of the
So we made it in September, and we started our first episode was the end of June. So we didn't really understand what Patreon was fully. We thought like was kind of like GoFundMe, I guess,
Mhm.
but it's actually a little different because it's basically a subscription service. And so we made it in September, and now we're at over 100 patrons, which is incredible.
Awesome.
And so they're helping us, pay to invest into the show with new gear. Like we just got these new awesome audio muting curtains for the room. So we basically created a chamber, but those are a couple $100 a piece. So like the Patreon money went right into that. And our new sound gear, which is great. We've been using it for the last 3 months or 4 months. So they help us keep the show going and constantly improving. And yeah, it's just great. And we do bonus episodes just for patrons, and they get perks and giveaways. So it's a lot of fun for them as well.
Awesome. So what's it like, I guess, to it? Because like I know, like being in an Italian family, like working with your brother like every single day, like I know I would rip my brother's head off. Because so I mean, you guys seem like you got like amazing chemistry though. Like it doesn't seem like, obviously you guys have amazing chemistry, but like, are there any like times where you're just ready to kill each other?
Oh yeah, we just cut that out of the episode.
We're twin brothers, and we're the youngest of 6 boys, so we've been fighting our whole lives. But yeah, I think we're at a point where maybe 5 years ago we couldn't have worked together on a project like this. I don't think either of us were fully mature enough to be able to do that. But I think at this point of our lives, we're very old men now, and we have gray hairs, so we've both learned a thing or two, and we get along very well, and we're best buds. And well,
No, but the older you get, the more you learn that like just having a fight and an argument is basically meaningless in the scheme of things. Whereas when you're younger, you take things so personally, and you can like hold a grudge against one of your siblings. But now it's like you get in a bickering match or a fight, and it's like, yeah, you get it out, and then you're best buds right after. So you just learn through maturity to like, it's okay to argue, but it's never like gonna ruin the relationship like it used to.
Well, it was like 3 weeks ago. I was out back in the studio, and we got in an argument over something stupid. We're basically a married couple. That's what happens when you're a twin. When you're a twin, you're married for your entire life. And now we have a fucking business together, so we'll never divorce, hopefully. And so we got in this stupid argument, and I was just like, fucking asshole in my head. So I was pissed. So I'm like, I'm doing something to like some gear, and then I turn around, and Anthony has a tripod in his hand. He's like, It was so funny. We both started cracking up laughing. So that was like a perfect way to like, this is why are we fighting? Let's just be best friends.
Catch the fighting on Patreon only though, right?
Yeah. I wish we were recording, but it was very funny, and he easily tension like that.
Yeah. So what's like, what do you guys like what's like a huge next step for you? Is it like booking like a really huge guest on the show? Like what are like some of like your dreams that you want to see like with the podcast for the next couple of years?
The first dream would be to completely full time on the podcast, and not have to worry about having to work or find a way to make money in other ways, but just both of us support ourselves fully, completely independently with just the show.
Yeah, so we're building to that, and I'd say we're about halfway. So maybe like another year we'll be financially independent, which means we can do anything we want, and we can do the podcast anywhere if we want to move to a different location or whatever. And also, yeah, it would be great to start having like bigger guests. And like we've been trying to get in touch with studios, and we have a contact at Warner Brothers, a publicist who's trying to get us some like not actors at the moment, but like bottom tier talent in terms of like people who work on the production, like sound engineers or cinematographers or editors and stuff like that. I didn't mean like not talented people, but
what's your problem?
You're an actor and an A-list, and you're an actor, or you're just a regular normal person. So it's like elite versus peasants. So that's basically what it is. But so if we can get some people like that, that'd be great. And again, the great thing about COVID and lockdowns is with podcasts specifically pre-lockdown, pre-COVID, if you said like you're going to have a guest on your podcast and it's going to be a Zoom call, everyone would be like, I'm not listening to a Zoom call. The audio is going to sound like shit. But now it's like the norm to have a Zoom call and bad audio like that. Not that I think Zooms will improve exponentially over the next couple of years, the audio and video quality in terms of remote podcasting and video conferencing. But I think a lot of people that'll be actors and studios will let their actors and talent do normal interviews in podcasts like ours.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. So who would be like some dream guests for you guys?
I mean, again, like Brad Pitt, Ryan Gosling, Chris Nolan. Like, are we talking about like if
some great directors
like a Make-A-Wish Foundation? Yeah, all the everyone that comes into your mind, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you guys brush up on TV a little bit too, right?
Yeah,
a little. Yeah,
we don't have a ton of time to watch TV, so I mean, we barely have enough time to watch all the movies that we cover, and just we like to still watch movies on our own here and there and do our own projects. So, TV.
The last shows I watched were Killing Eve and Fleabag, and they're both great shows. If anyone hasn't seen them,
you guys gonna start to rewatch The Sopranos before the movie comes out in September?
He just did.
I had to stop though because I was so addicted to it. It's the best show, so I was like watching like 3 hours a night, and I'd be like, "Oh man, I need more Sopranos."
He would be from 7 to 10 every night. Sopranos.
Oh yeah,
on the couch every night.
Insanely good show.
That was me in high school. Like I think my junior year, I like discovered it and just like cranked it out like so like within a couple months.
Yeah, I watched it when I was young too.
Yeah, it's a blessing that they put The Office on Peacock because I was watching that all the time. It's like my favorite show, but like I get addicted to TV shows really easily, so I don't want to. I also don't want to be addicted to them, so I don't really watch many of them.
It's like you don't buy sweets so you don't eat them in the house.
Yeah, and even though I'm just craving them like a junkie all the time, and I just slurp honey out of the bottle.
Here's a question for you. What's your guys' favorite streaming platform right now? What do you think has got the best offer?
Easily Criterion Channel. They have a huge selection of foreign films and a lot of old classic American films that are some of the best movies ever made, but they wouldn't be popular enough for Amazon or Netflix to have them on their library. But Criterion has the best selection of films without a doubt, not even close.
Wow.
I would say Netflix movies are not that good, but they're getting better. But I think Amazon Prime is probably the best for me because they have TV and movies, but their movie selection's excellent and they update it every month like everyone else. But also, if you can't find a movie you want to watch, you can just rent it on Amazon Prime, and you can't do that on Netflix digitally.
That's a good point.
So I think that's why Amazon is so popular.
Because it's also a store. That's what the genius behind that business.
Pretty soon, all businesses will be Amazon. So
you'll be buying your wooden spoons off Amazon soon. Who knows?
You probably got your engraver off Amazon, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. Yeah. So I know I talked to you guys before we shot about. Here's where this idea came from. I saw somebody recasting movies on TikTok, last year at some point. So I was like, you know what? We'll make it Italian. We'll recast. I think I recast Goodfellas first, and I got absolutely roasted, death threats, the whole 9 yards. So just to one up them, I did The Godfather after that, and it was kind of fun to like go through and just kind of think about like who would be cool like in this movie in 2021 or 2020, whatever year it was. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys prepared anything, but like what would you do if you had to recast? I guess we could start with Goodfellas.
Oh, can I hear your list for Goodfellas first? What was yours?
So it gets crazy this time.
Of course, like I know people take this stuff way too seriously, which I get. It's like some of the greatest movies of our time. Like we don't need to recast this, but like it's just fun.
Yeah, it's just fun to think
about it, and it's like it's not like you're playing Freebird at a concert, which that's like you can't do. Like you can't play Freebird as a band. That's like off limits. But like it's just a movie.
Exactly. It's like these people, these people, they're the same people that are thinking, what would they do if they won the lottery? They're getting mad at me.
Hear their keyboards just smashing their peanut butter covered fingers all over. Goodfellas is perfect. It doesn't need to be recast.
Obviously. Yeah. So here's my list for Goodfellas. Right off the bat, Henry Hill, played by Zac Efron. Completely out of left field.
I mean, should we go one by one and discuss it, or just tell us the whole list?
I guess
I want to hear the whole list.
All right, we'll do the list then. So
How about we
Henry.
just go by character, so we each say our person for
Okay.
each character.
Oh yeah, let's do that
All
then. So Zach Efron for Henry Hill.
All
I
right.
have Aaron Taylor Johnson for Henry Hill.
Oh,
that's a good
That's a
pick.
really good
Because
one.
he's super talented and he can pull off the charm and he can pull off just being super cool. Because Henry Hill is so cool, he could definitely do it.
I'm a
Yeah,
big
this is
Kick-Ass
tough though
fan.
because there aren't like a ton of big like Italian American actors that
Yeah,
are like
very
30 to 40-year-old age range. So it's like we can't just pick only Italians because
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I went with Jared Leto
Okay.
or my guy Ryan Gosling.
I can see Ryan Gosling as a
I've
Henry
seen
Hill.
Gosling, yeah.
Henry Hill's half Jewish, so Gosling could pull that off.
Yeah, for
Gosling
sure.
and Ray Liotta actually sound a little bit alike.
I think they have similar mannerisms. They're like
Yeah,
soft,
similar
spoken and, like,
voices.
yeah.
You know what I'm going to do after the fact too? I'm kind of just saying this to remind myself later, but I'm going to put the lists on online to see who likes their cast the best.
On the interweb, let's do it.
We'll put it on Instagram or something. That should be
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Sweet.
All right, so I guess we'll jump into Tommy. I've got Stephen Graham as Tommy.
All
Tommy
right.
DeVito
I got Benicio del Toro.
as Tommy.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
Hot
good.
I have Miles Teller.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Miles Teller would be a good one too.
Yeah. I think he can do that rage really good. And he's also super funny. So I think he can match the personality that Joe Pesci had.
You think he's like charming and energetic enough as like Tommy is at times?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think he can be.
These are
You're
good
probably
picks.
right.
I think they're great. All right, next we got Jimmy. I went with Sebastian Maniscalco because kind of like comes in like a little bit charming. They kind of have the same look to them almost, and
I get that.
I think Sebastian's got chops. I think he's got a little bit more than people think.
Oh, he's great in The Irishman. He's great.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's a great
I
performer.
loved him in The Irishman.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite comedians for sure. I got two. I got Sean Penn or John Hamm.
Oh, John Hamm would be a cool one.
I think John Hamm would be pretty good as Jimmy Conway. I think
Absolutely.
he could pull it off.
I have Tom Hardy.
All right.
Oh,
I
that'd
see
be
that.
cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. That'd be cool.
All right. I don't know if you guys went deeper into Goodfellas, but I also have Karen.
Oh,
I've
yeah,
got
I did Karen.
Emma Stone as Karen.
definitely.
I got Olivia Thirlby
Okay, I'm not familiar with her.
or Evan Rachel Wood, either one.
Okay.
I have Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie would be a good one.
She'd be good. She could do that accent.
Karen!
Karen.
I mean, they kind of played similar role, like Wolf of Wall Street-ish to
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
I can
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah. So then last, I got Paulie. I got Steve Sharippa.
I got Vincent D'Onofrio.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. James Gandolfini could have done it.
Yeah, he could have blown on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. That's a sad one. Actually, today's his, I think, 8-year anniversary of his death.
Oh, wow.
It's a
Yeah.
long time.
For sure. I know. It
bad.
seems like yesterday.
Too
Crazy.
bad.
All right. So that's our Goodfellas list. I guess we'll go right into the Godfather.
Let's
Let's
go.
do it.
So I got Don Vito. I got played by Armand Asante. I actually just saw him
Oh.
in person. I saw him in person a week or two ago.
All right. I like that. I got what happened was I have here, you can go first.
Thanks. I have Johnny Depp. Could have done Vito.
Oh, that's a good
Oh.
pick.
Yeah, he could have done
I
it.
like that. I have two. I think that would work. I keep picking two. Sorry, guys. I just
Okay.
can't.
Yeah, good cheater over here.
I have Russell Crowe
Okay.
and then Javier Bardem.
I could see that.
Yeah, I could see them.
So cool. This is fun. It's a fun thing to do.
You're
Yeah, no, like-
ruining The Godfather.
All right, going into Michael Corleone, I got Christian Bale.
Ooh, nice pick. I have Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, Oscar. I think Oscar's like the one guy that could do it.
Yeah,
I think,
he
like-
would be perfect.
When I saw that movie, Most Violent Year, like it just
Yeah.
felt like Michael Corleone the whole movie. I was like,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
that, like soft-spoken intelligence, and it's just he's such a good actor. But I think he could pull it off so well.
For sure. All right, next, Sonny Corleone, I got Tom Hardy. Just hot
Nice.
head, ready to just rip someone's head off.
I got
I
John
have-
Barenthal.
Oh, John
John
Bernthal.
Bernthal, that's
He'd
good.
be perfect.
I have James McAvoy.
Oh, that's pretty good. I
Okay.
can see
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
He's done crazy a couple of times really well.
Yeah, he's crazy in Split, right?
Like, yeah, it's cool. All right, next we'll jump into Fredo. I think this is my favorite pick out of all of these. I've got Joaquin Phoenix for Fredo.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I have Ezra Miller.
Oh, that's a good pick, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have Adrian Brody.
Okay,
good
that's a
pick.
good one too. Those are all
Yeah.
good picks. Those are really good picks. All right, we'll go into Tom Hagen. I got Charlie Hunnam.
Oh, that's
Good
good.
pick. I
That's
have
good.
Donald Gleason.
I got Michael Fassbender.
Cool. Those are good picks.
Nice.
And then
Ooh, I like Donald Gleason. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Kate, I put Margot Robbie for Kate.
Yeah, I
I
have,
have
Mark too.
I have Lily Collins. I think would have done a good job.
That's one, yeah.
Yeah.
And who'd you get?
Doing pretty good, guys. I like these lists.
Who'd you
Some
pick for
epic
Kate,
movies.
James? I didn't catch that.
I did the same. I did Margot as well.
Oh, okay. And then Carlo Rizzi, I put John Berthal for Carlo.
I didn't pick anyone for Carl.
I didn't pick anyone for Carlo.
I had to. I had it with for my boy Johnny Russo. Johnny Russo was one of my first guests, so I had to give him a plug.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
Now,
job,
did you guys?
guys.
I just did the Bronx Tale, so I don't know if you guys did the Bronx Tale yet.
I did it.
No, you did it.
I got it.
Okay, I guess we'll start off with C. Cologito. I got
did,
Timothy Chalamet.
I did Finn Wolfhard,
I'm not familiar with Ben Wolfhard.
the
Kid
kid
from
from
Stranger
Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
I think Chalamet might be too old for that role because Chalamet is like 23, 24.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of like his face kind of looked like C to
What?
me.
Imagine him young though,
Got a
like
nice
teenager.
face. Does. He's got a nice face.
All right. And then for Sonny, I also had Armand Asante. I think he could pull off the Sonny role.
I have Ryan Gosling because that character, he's so attractive because he's so cool
Yeah.
and confident. And I think Gosling has shown so many times how cool and confident he can play.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And then for Lorenzo, I think he could just play this role well. Mark Wahlberg for Lorenzo.
I have Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Ah, that's a really good one.
I think he
think
could
that
play
one's
like
better.
the Boy Scout, like believes in like law and order and not breaking the rules really well.
Yeah, that one's way better than mine. That's a
Hey,
good
man.
one. All right, and then I got Keke Palmer for Jane.
I didn't do one for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's just a very recognizable face. I think she would kill that role.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we should definitely like make this a trend. This is fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Last two, because I guess the whole like John Gotti thing, everybody thought Travolta was horrible. I guess that was. Who would you guys pick as like your John Gotti or your Al Capone? Kind of right off the top of your head.
Well, I mean, I love De Niro as Al Capone. I think he did a great job. And I think that Tom Hardy obviously killed it too, but not a lot of people saw that movie. Like, I think Tom Hardy was just plagued with a bad script and production with that movie. Same thing with the one where he plays the British twin gangsters. So I think like them two as Al Capone would be great. Johnny Depp would be pretty cool, I think.
I think Johnny Depp would be pretty cool too.
And I think there's a great actor named Matthias Scheinhardt, and he's a French actor. The biggest American movie he was in Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence. I think he could definitely pull off the mobster lord really well. He's great.
For sure. I mean, maybe not as high caliber as an actor, but I think Dom Lombardozzi would be a cool Capone. Like an older.
You just got to get the script right.
I think so. Yeah.
Like the Tom Hardy one, I haven't seen it yet, but I've read.
Oh my god, it was hard. It was hard to watch.
It looked bad.
Of it is like, his Capone's death was wild, but like, wouldn't you rather have Capone when he was like in his prime, and have Tom Hardy play that Capone?
That's what I would have wanted to see.
And yeah, they probably didn't want to do the same thing as the De Niro version, but still, like, give me that.
Yes.
Oh, you know who can play a good Capone is probably Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, that's actually a good point.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, he could do it.
Yeah, but his career's over, so
Yeah.
can't really cast him in anything anymore.
All right, man. Yeah, so I can't thank you guys enough for coming on, doing this with me. Where could everybody just find the podcast? Where could everybody check you out?
RaidersLostPodcast.com or find us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Username is Raiders Lost Podcast. You'll find us.
We're on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts. So everywhere you listen or watch a podcast, we have YouTube full episodes edited with video. So wherever you get your podcast content, you can find us.
Yeah, like if you guys listening are movie fans, or even if you just see an episode that like of a movie like James and Anthony absolutely freaking kill it. I love the American Psycho episode. That's the one I just listened
That's
to.
one of our favorites.
It was
That was a
great.
blast.
Great, guys.
What a
Yeah,
blast.
so thank you guys again for coming on. Everybody else, thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe wherever you're listening to, and we'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.
Thanks.